There are many historic parallels that can be drawn between Trump and horrible fascistic dictators from our past. And he is outright, he doesn't even hide it, drawing from their playbooks. Video editor Guthrie Scrimgeour has put together something that will show you just how dangerous Trump is and will be if he wins again.
If the 2024 election were held today, Donald Trump would probably win.
New York Times Siena College poll shows Trump leading in 5 of the 6 most important battleground states.
We already have a pretty good idea of what a second Trump term would look like. Over the past 7 years, Donald Trump has laid out a blueprint for a fascist America. His supporters have already tried to overthrow the government in a violent insurrection, incited by Trump's big lie, the first time in American history that a U.S. president has rejected the results of a democratic election.
This is a major fraud in our nation. Frankly, we did win this election.
Trump has normalized political violence and called for extrajudicial killings.
You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher.
He went as far to say retail thieves will be shot by law enforcement.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
Trump has relied on a cult of personality, a hallmark of fascist leadership.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
He could stand on the front steps of the White House and commit murder, and I'm with him.
Trump even tries to sound like a fascist.
That's a famous Mussolini quote. You retweeted it.
I know who said it, but what difference does it make whether it's Mussolini or somebody else?
He's threatened to investigate independent news outlets and attacks the media using a favorite phrase of Joseph Stalin,
calling the fake news media the true enemy of the people.
Nearly half of all Republicans in this country think that Donald Trump should have the authority to shut down any media outlet.
His administration has persecuted minority groups and allied itself with white nationalists.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
President Trump is banning transgender people from the United States military.
Donald Trump facing growing backlash tonight to his dinner last week with prominent white nationalist Nick Fuentes.
Going into his second term, he has plans to consolidate power and use the Department of Justice to punish those who aren't adequately loyal.
The president has been collecting memos and lists of individuals who are considered disloyal.
Trump and his allies are planning a, quote, sweeping expansion of presidential power.
Called for the suspension of the Constitution.
Trump took to social media late last week to suggest outgoing chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, America's top general, was a traitor who deserved to be executed.
And we will purge these criminals from the halls of power once and for all.
Out of fear or desire for power, most Republican politicians have gone along with the Trump agenda.
Would you still support him as your party's choice?
These are the hallmarks of a fascist nation. Throughout history, fascists from Mussolini to Franco to Stalin have all used the same playbook. Reject democracy, consolidate power, punish political opponents, attack the media, and demonize minorities. And every time, it's ended in disaster. It's time to choose. Are you on the side of the U.S. Constitution and American democracy? Or are you on the side of a would-be strongman who's laid out for all to see his blueprint for a fascist America? Register, volunteer, donate, and vote. Read, watch, listen, and subscribe at politicscodeblue.com.